YouTube is Rico, man. I'm back with another video. Y'all see what we got going on, man. We got 14-year-old getaway driver arrested after triple murder in Jacksonville, Florida. Nah, man, that's just crazy, but y'all already know what time it is, man. It's Florida. But if you're brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel but for some reason not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button right now, man. And also, don't forget to leave a like and comment on this video to help this video get recommended to a larger audience of people and hopefully bring in new supporters to the channel that will subscribe and help us on the grind of 5K. Because y'all already know, man, we're trying to hit 5K by the end of this year in the subscriber count. So go ahead, do that right now. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. Other than that, man, y'all know what time it is. We're finna start this screen record now. That started, and we finna start doing.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake, and I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on a 14-year-old girl down in Florida that was just arrested for being the getaway driver.
And the crazy thing is, how do somebody let a 14-year-old? I can see if a mug was like 17, maybe even 16, but a 14-year-old, like, who said, y'all know what, I got a 14-year-old that can go ahead and drive for us? Like, really? Like, what the hell? But it is what it is, man. Like I said, man, Florida got a lot of crazy stuff that's always going on and stuff, man. Some of the stuff that happens, man, you just can't explain. Literally, you just can't. But it's crazy, man. But let's continue on.
After a triple murder, February 8th, 2021, Jacksonville gang unit officers were patrolling the Callaway Cove apartments on Moncrief Road around 11:50 p.m. The area had been active with crime lately. Only 3 blocks away, a shooting last month took the life of a 19-year-old, and with over 100 people present at the time of the murder, an arrest has yet to be made. As officers...
Over 100 people was there around the time of the murder, and yet nobody was able to get arrested. That just goes to show you, man, people really, from wherever they from, ain't about that snitching life, man. And that's just the sad truth. That's just the way it is for the norm now. You can't snitch at all, because at the end of the day, you being a snitch, yeah, you helping out somebody, but at the end of the day, now you got a target on your back, because a lot of people don't mess with snitches and stuff like that, because you basically telling everybody, if I see you do something wrong, I'ma tell and get your life messed up. So a lot of people don't rock with that stuff. So you live in the hood, that's just the rules, man. Simple. Or that's the rules in general anywhere you live at, pretty much at the end of the day. Because sometimes, too, even if you could be living in the suburbs, people do not discriminate where they commit crimes at all, literally. Like, there's so many people that got killed or hurt in the suburbs. It's just crazy, man. So no matter where you live at or go, you would never be completely safe if you were a known snitch, period. Other than that, let's continue.
As officers made their way around the area, they started to hear gunshots. Driving in the direction in which they believed shots were being fired, they observed a suspicious dark-colored vehicle fleeing the area in the opposite direction and attempted to pull the vehicle over. A chase ensued over 3 miles before officers were able to end it by performing a pit maneuver and detaining the 4 occupants inside. To everyone's surprise, the getaway driver was a 14-year-old girl. 3 others were arrested: 17-year-old Kaishawn Glover, 17-year-old Owen Cosme, and 18-year-old Keon Lester. They all immediately started making statements, seemingly all saying the same thing. We didn't shoot those people. We didn't shoot those people. A search of the vehicle was able to produce 3 weapons, a 1911 styled handgun, another...
And that would have been crazy, because say they didn't even have the guns on them, say they tossed them before 12 could actually really catch up to them to see if they was going to throw out anything in the car. But either way, they probably would have got caught if they did that. But what if the what if 12 pretty much believed a story and they just said too that we was driving so fast because we heard the gunshots and we ain't know if they was gonna hit us or not type shit. They could also use that as a lie and get their way up out of that situation. But realistically, I think even if they would have tossed the guns before 12 even caught up to them, they still either way would have probably got caught because they would have had that whole block or area, whatever you want to say, blocked off literally from the time the 12 seen the car to where they stopped them at. They probably would have had that all blocked off and had their search dogs and all that stuff sniffing around and see if they could find anything. And they ultimately probably would have found those guns anyway. So it is what it is with that part.
Chrome handgun and a Glock with a laser sight that had been disassembled. The slide, barrel, and spring all removed, along with the magazine. Officers believe this may have been the murder weapon, and the teens planned on throwing the gun away piece by piece as they made their getaway, but all parts of the weapon were recovered. Also found was a loaded high-capacity drum-style magazine. The vehicle was then ran and came back as being reported stolen out of Clay County. Back in the area of the shooting, a neighbor was able to help police find the actual scene of the crime. The witness report.
And she supposed to be 14 and doing stuff like this. See, this is why I ain't saying that people shouldn't be held accountable for their actions, because at the end of the day, y'all know right from wrong. And at the end of the day too, she pretty much hanging around people that's damn near older than her, already adult age type shit. Like somebody, I think was only one person out that whole group of guys she was with that was 18, and I'm pretty sure she hanging around a lot more older people and stuff like that. But when you're doing stuff like that on social media, you're not living a regular teen life. Like if you're doing stuff like this, of course you're gonna get drawn into a bad crowd. You're gonna get drawn into a lot of grown nasty niggas that's pretty much don't care about how old you look is and all that stuff. As long as they see you look like that, you got a tattoo and everything, which is kind of surprising to me because not too many 14-year-olds get tattoos and stuff. They're gonna assume that you of age and try to talk to you, do whatever with you and all type of stuff. And who's to say, like I said, I don't really know for sure, but who's to say she probably ain't also leading them on as well, thinking, making them feel like she is growner than she is and stuff, and doing stuff with them too. So it's like, at the end of the day, she just chose a bad path to go down. 14-year-olds, I mean, like I said, she ain't my child. I don't know how good of parents her parents are and stuff like that, but you looking like this and then got a tattoo and stuff, posting on social media and stuff, acting like you grown, that's just a whole recipe for a lot of bad to happen. Simple. But something like this, now this is just crazy. Got caught up in a murder and all type of stuff, and now you ain't even probably gonna ever have a regular normal life anymore after this. Simple.
Reported hearing 20 to 30 gunshots and led officers to an apartment where they found 3 adults dead. One of the victims, 30-year-old Sarah Urola, briefly worked as a clerk at the state attorney's office in 2019. The 2 others, a 30-year-old and 27-year-old man. Within the home, officers were also able to find over 100 Oxycontin pills, a balled up powdery white substance, and a large but undisclosed amount of cash, leaving officers to believe this was a robbery gone wrong. All 4 suspects have been charged with second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit robbery, while the 14-year-old girl was also charged with fleeing and eluding law enforcement and accessory after the fact. Officers are still searching for a 5th suspect who's yet to be identified. Now this case is wild. To hear that a 14-year-old girl thinks she's the fucking transporter.
I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with dude, man, cause he be saying some funny ass shit, but he be for real serious though, and making sense in the stuff he be saying. So it is crazy, man. Like I said, I ain't never really heard no 14-year-olds getting in high speed chases with police, and on top of that, being a getaway driver for a murder. And on top of that, a triple murder at that. So it's pretty much crazy, man. Parents gotta watch up their kids a lot more closely. I don't care who you are, how busy you are. You need to have an adult, somebody that you can count on to help you watch your kid if that's the case. If you really grinding and working hard to provide a living for your kids and stuff, because the last thing you need is them to be out here doing stuff like this, getting caught up with the wrong people. Now, possibly finna lose out a whole lot of years of their life at an early age. We not even talking about 18 yet. You are only 14, already getting in trouble like this. So she probably gonna be in the jail probably way past her 30s, maybe even longer. So who knows, man? But that's just sad at the end of the day. But yeah, man, the influence on the youth definitely is crazy. If y'all seen that one video I did on Simple City versus I forgot who they was versus, but it was from that last video Trap Geek did. They I think it was Baltimore or Washington. No, it was Washington. Pretty much in Washington D.C. I think they were like fourth in youth, pretty much getting arrested and stuff for doing stuff. So, like I said, the influence on the youth is just crazy nowadays, man. You gotta watch over your youth if you got kids and stuff, man, because you don't want them to end up in a situation like her. Simple.
I'm blown away by this. And the police made a statement. Most people start their criminal career with lesser crimes. Apparently the girl was already a felon, but at the age of 14 to be involved in a triple fucking murder, it's crazy. And I went through...
And on top of that, they already said she was a felon. So that's just crazy. You already got a felon charge at 14. That's just crazy.
All this girl's social media. I mean, if you put her name in on Facebook, you will find profiles of her from when she was like 8 years old all the way up. And, her newest profiles, she's putting on the gangster persona. I guess she's gay or whatever situation that is. I don't know, 2021. There's so many different names and things that people go by, but she's trying to figure out who she is. She's 14. And, she's flexing guns on social media. And people were leaving comments. Some people were saying free her. Some people were saying, she deserves to be where she's at if what she did is true. And it was two comments that stuck out to me specifically. A kid was more or less saying she is where she is because she chose to hang around one of the other co-defendants. She wasn't actually like that. She wasn't gangster. She wasn't this, that, and third. But she was portraying to be, and she was surrounding herself with people that were. And that's what caught her up in this situation. And being that she's being identified as the driver and only 3 weapons were found when there's apparently 5 different suspects, it could be she didn't shoot anyone. But it's the simple fact that she's hanging around these people and she drove them to commit whatever type of crime that led to 3 people being killed. Now I can tell you right now, what they're going to do with those weapons is they're going to find out if they were the ones that were used during this crime. And if that comes back as true, if only one of those guns comes back as a murder weapon, all of them are getting hit with bodies. They're not going to get spared, especially in Jacksonville, Duval County. Every jit that I met in prison from Duval had 10 years or better. They're not fucking off.
Yeah, so who knows? She might get lucky and get 10 to 15 years, but like I said, it's still sad at the end of the day because 10, 15 years, like I said, that's putting her at 30. Well, technically 29 because she's 14, so by the time she get out, she'll be about 29. And if they don't charge her with something more serious or whatever they decide to do, if they do find out that one of the guns is a murder weapon or whatever the case is, then yeah, it could still boost that amount of years past to the time she probably will be in her 30s or whatever the case is and stuff. But yeah, man, like even he said, it's just crazy that she chose to hang around these group of individuals and get caught up in that stuff, man. Like I said, the influence over the youth is crazy, and you just gotta watch over them at the end of the day and make sure they got their heads still on their shoulders and stuff like that. They ain't be playing the follow game and trying to hang out with the older people that they don't need to be hanging out with and stuff like that. Whenever they turn 18, then now that's based on them. 17, 18, whatever is based on them. Like, they know right from wrong. So it is what it is. Even at 14, you still should know right from wrong regardless. But yeah, man, that's just super sad and crazy though. But you gotta think about the consequences of your actions, and eventually they was gonna get caught up. Regardless, I don't care what nobody said, they was gonna eventually get caught up.
This system over there is insane. They're not playing any games. They're sending you away for football numbers. But this is a lesson. This is a lesson to be learned. It does not matter what age you are. You can fuck up at any age. And you know, there's this saying, I can tell you who you are just by seeing who you hang around. If you're trying to portray an image and you're not really like that, the people that are around you that are really like that are gonna get you into a real gangster ass situation. And you know, this girl's 14 years old. She's got 14, 15, 16-year-olds writing, oh, free you, gang, all this extra shit, because they're not actually in that situation. She's actually incarcerated right now on 3 murders. So we're gonna find out how gangster she really wants to be, because she's got 2 choices. You're either gonna 6ix9ine your way out of it, and I guarantee you're still not gonna get spared. If people died, 3 people killed, you can tell all you want, you're still gonna do time, or you can keep it gangster, and you can see, you know, exactly what follows.
The only thing that's gonna happen is if she was to snitch, she gonna get lesser time, but either way, she gonna be labeled as a snitch for the rest of her life, and I'm pretty sure that ain't gonna be good for her, because like I said, those are just some of the people she hang around. So if other people find out that she hang around that wasn't a part of this situation, they gonna want to do something to her. So she probably gonna have to play gangster and take them years into the chin at the end of the day, because it's either that or you risk your life and still get fucked up on the outside. Because if you snitch, and no matter how long you been in jail, as soon as you get out, it's always gonna be a target on your back and people that's out gunning for you. No matter how long you sit in jail, you could be in there 10 years, they still gonna remember and want something to happen to you even after those 10 years. But if she do stay in jail, she still got the risk of some stuff happening to her and potentially losing her life behind bars and stuff, because you just never know nowadays what would be going on. But yeah, like he said, we gonna see, man, pretty much what happens and what they decide to do with her based off of what she decides to do. At the end of the day, she gotta do that time, period.
After keeping it gangster, this is where this shit ends up. You can be as hot as you want. You're going to be that hot-headed person that ends up going to prison. And you're going to realize a lot of your friends were really just faking it. They were putting on that same persona, but they never actually went and did nothing. They're flexing with guns on Instagram, but those guns are legal. It's either their parents' guns or they just turned 18. And they're walking around no holster or nothing because they think it's cool. But little does everyone know on social media, that's a legal fucking gun. He's not breaking the law. You know what I mean? And you're going to realize as you sit inside of that cell, a lot of the people you were around were faking that shit. And within the next few years, they're not even going to be putting that persona on anymore. They're going to grow out of it. And when you come home after the next 10, 20, 30 fucking years, you're going to realize you were the only fool out of everyone. Everyone was portraying something, but you actually lived it. And you got to suffer the consequences. Understand that in life you only have one, and you have to make the decision on what type of lifestyle you want to live, and when you make that decision, you accept everything that comes with it. So if you find yourself in a courtroom on a triple murder, and this is the life you wanted, don't fold. And if you find yourself questioning the lifestyle you're living while you still have the opportunity to change it, I highly suggest you do. With that being said, it's 1090J. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me.
And that's pretty much the end of it, man. So she really only got a couple options, but either way, she doing time, and one of those options is worse than the other. Cause if she tell, she gonna be able to get out, but at the same time, if she get out, now she gotta watch who gonna be gunning for her. Cause once the word get out that she snitched or whatever, those people are gonna be telling the people on the outside that's still locked up for murder and stuff, doing hella years, such and such did this, get them. So now she gotta live the rest of her life in fear. If she still continues to stay in Florida, she gonna have to pretty much go all the way completely somewhere different. Like literally, like she gonna have to go somewhere completely different and live her life out that way. But if she try to stay in Florida, she gotta stay in constant fear and pretty much damn near hide from society, because as soon as somebody see her anywhere, hey yo, I saw her, woo woo woo, alright, let's get it. So it's, and then on top of that, or she can stay in jail, do that time, but that time probably gonna keep her in there at least up until she 30, maybe a little sooner, but I doubt it. But it is what it is. So either way, she really got two bad choices at the end of the day. But other than that, man, if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure you go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're brand new, man, because y'all know we on the grind to 5K. Other than that, I'm going to see y'all later on with more bangers, and peace.